What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Now, in today's video, I want to give you a quick update on what's happening with Jasmy from a macro perspective, because I do think it's pretty interesting and it goes to show a bit of a clear, big picture of what's happening with Jasmy's price. With that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at Jasmy from the weekly perspective today. On the weekly charts, the zoomed out charts, looking at how this thing is performing overall. Now, something pretty interesting is happening. This will be a rather quick video because I really want to focus on the fact that something interesting is happening. Now, I've told you all, quite frequently that as we got up towards, 4.5 cents, pushing up towards 5 cents, that I was going to be very careful, that I thought we were going to see Jasmy's price pull back or cool down or do something different than go up. And because of that, I started to take some profits towards the upside a couple weeks ago. You can check those videos if you want to fact check me on that. But I've told you all that now that this price is starting to pull back, that I do have intentions and plans of buying and averaging in a little bit of Jasmy as its price does continue towards these lower levels, expecting that it could possibly reach around that 0.0275-ish zone rather soon. Okay, and I think sub 3 cents is probably on the way. Now, what I'm noticing though is that I think that this is going to turn out to be a good decision. I think purchasing some Jasmy in between where we are now, in between 1.5 cents to 1.75 cents, is a really good idea. And the reason that I say that is because of the early signs we're starting to get on this weekly RSI here. What you can see is that as Jasmy's price started to reach towards these high levels right here, boom, we made a high, a pullback into a higher high, but we made a high, a pullback into a lower high. This was a very obvious sign that some type of pullback or correction for Jasmy was likely on the way. What people call this is bearish divergence, okay? Lower low, or lower high, sorry, on the RSI, higher high on the price itself. Bearish divergence, it says that although we are pushing upwards, we are losing momentum, and when you lose momentum, you're likely going to pull back. Simple as that, okay? Now, what's happening at this given point, though, is that it seems as if we're going to see Jasmy, if we continue in the with the momentum we have now and in the direction we're going, that if its price continues down towards these lower levels, possibly as low as 2 cents, this RSI is going to begin to set lower lows, which is a good thing. Okay, let me show you what that means. If we continue in the momentum in the direction we're going now, it seems as if this RSI for Jasmy is going to soon enough put in some lower lows than the ones that we saw back here, then possibly even the ones that we saw back here. Now, this is something that's happening on Solana already, so it's possible in this phase of the market. Don't worry about that. And so if this is the case, what does this mean? Well, what you need to be aware of is that under this circumstance, if say Jasmy pushes to, let's pull this down. If it pushes down to, let's say hypothetically, 2 cents, okay? Let's say we get all the way down to 2 cents. Right here, we maybe bounce a little bit here, bounce a little bit there, whatever, we come back down to 2 cents. And in the same time frame that this happens, we see Jasmy's RSI reset to say the 46% threshold, and we've now put in a lower low here, and we've put in a lower low here. That can mark the end of the correction, because this is called bullish divergence, okay? And what it means is that now that its RSI has reset and the door and opportunity for the upside is now wide open as a result of momentum having relaxed, it's cooled down, the bulls have rested, and now they have a door of opportunity to walk through to the upside. There's room for opportunity. There's room here to bounce back towards the upside. And generally speaking, this, whenever you're starting to see the bottom side of the RSI already look like it's going to start putting in some lower lows prior to the actual price putting in lower lows, it says that the odds of the price putting in a higher low and continuing are very high. Now, I know that was a lot, and I know that was a little weird, and I know that's not necessarily the most traditional technical analysis, but it's what I've seen in crypto for the last few years. One of the earliest predictors of if a crypto is going to actually be able to set a higher low and continue is whether or not its RSI is moving faster than the price. If the RSI is moving faster than the price, it's likely going to reach these points of being overextended to the downside faster than the price, which usually entails that a lower low on the RSI is going to get put in when a higher low on the price is going to get put in into a continuation to the upside. Now, I'm not saying it has to be immediate. It could look something like this, right? It could be something like this, and then bam, boom, now we're already at the end of the year, and then we did something like this, right? Boom. But I love the fact that we're already starting to see this RSI starting to get pushed towards the downside much faster, because look at it in comparison. I want you to see, this is the low on the RSI that we put in back here. And this is where we are now. You see how close we are already? You see how close we are already? Whereas the price is still way up here. Look at the difference in the slope. Flat slope, higher slope. It just goes to show this RSI is moving faster. It's resetting quicker to the downside, likely to start putting in some lower lows before Jasmy's price does put in lower lows itself. And so these little small things are things that I like to pay attention to, because realistically, guys, we don't know what's going to happen in crypto. There's no way of ever knowing truly what's going to happen, but it starts to give us signs early. We start to see that RSI moving weird. We start to see that Bollinger Band moving weird. And we start to say, usually when this happens, we get a higher low and we bounce to the upside. And so in response to that, what should we do? Well, knowing that there's a possibility of a higher low, it makes a lot of sense to be buying as we hit some of these key levels of support and continuously dollar cost average on the way down, so that if that bounce does happen, we end up in profit very fast. And so because of that, that's what we're going to continue to do. This has validated my thoughts from yesterday's video talking about buying to the downside. And as I do get more things that either validate my thoughts or invalidate my thoughts, you guys will always be the first ones to know. Now, don't forget, I actually do have a private Discord server down below where you can see what I'm doing. You can see my trades. You can get technical analysis. You get altcoin gym reports. You can get some of the best gym callers in the world telling you the different alpha plays they have. We got live streams, exclusive seminars, so much stuff down there. So go check out the HG Access link down in the description below. And guys, don't forget to subscribe while you are down there. But overall, of course, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.